Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to Technobabylon. Now, in the last episode, we had some revelations here, especially the fact that Mandala here is in fact Regis's daughter from the initial Central experiment. Speaking of Central, we found what Galatea and the Mindjackers, what their nefarious plot is. Well, it's not really nefarious, but the methods they went about it are. They are planning to inject a ton of information into Central at once. Kind of superseding Vargas's original idea of getting Central smarter over time, kind of like a child learning. And we have no idea what this is going to do to Central, so we have control of Lao, Regis, and Mandala all at the same time. So let's see what exactly is going on here. We've got voice. What is voice?
The wetware in the bottle has apparently given me an eavesdropper in my skull.
Cool. Traveler. Oh, that's right.
Nina, can you still hear me?
Charlie, you're in the tower.
Yes, How did you know?
We've had our people on the inside monitoring the situation.
Uh-huh.
They reported that the Fulcrum Tower had come under attack.
Is there anyone else you haven't involved in your conspiracy yet?
Their role was to set up the transceiver that would enable us to begin uploading Central to its new home. We lost contact with them shortly afterwards, and we're not getting the handshake signal.
A team of engineers? I'm sorry to say it, Nina. Looks like she wiped out anyone in her path on the way to the top.
Damn, they must not have been able to get the antenna set up. There are two things I need you to do, Charlie. First, divert power to the transceiver systems from the generator room. Then make sure the antenna is set up for the transceiver.
We'll see.
Yeah, the thing about it is the embryos are gone. We have our daughter. There's really nothing more Nina has over us. But let's check the Traveler here. We've got contact Central. Can we let Central know what's going on?
Dr. Regis, it is reassuring that you have decided to resume contact. You must gain access to the Cortex processor at the top of the tower. Galatea Vargas must not be allowed to carry out her anti-civil plans. Central out.
Business-like as ever.
Indeed. It's about as grateful as I think Central will get. Coiled up portable antenna waiting to be deployed. So we've got the console. The control console handling the communications fiber line that runs into Central that has been hooked up to a portable antenna. Call elevator. Most of this man's body has been crushed by the elevator platform. You're not sure whether he fell first, but the eventual result has rendered that point moot.
I understand Central's organic component, but I've no idea what this is for.
It's probably what is used to connect to the entire city. Alright, Latha. Is her name Latha? I thought it was Mandala. Okay, Latha. We'll call her Latha from now on. I know she's called herself Mandala before. That must be one of her names in the trance. Processor core. Can we head... Oh, it's an area to go down to. I see. Wow.
Oh my god. They actually did it.
They did.
I ran tests on the prototypes for this stuff in the lab. I never thought they'd make so much of it.
And we've got an interface chair, a helmet. This is like Cerebro. Power conduit. The power conduit runs up the wall, further up into the tower. Judging by the glow, it's working as expected. Well, I bet we'll soon put a stop to that. Yeah, this is...
No way in hell I'm getting in that thing.
Yeah, that doesn't seem your style.
No way in hell.
So let's get out of here. Well, we may have to have Regis do a lot of the grunt work. And there's a balloon.
We're getting a signal. The antenna's broadcasting. Now use the controls in the turbine room to give us access to the tower's security.
Turbine room, huh? I guess the turbine room... Can we go back into Vargas's office? I don't know if this is good. Okay. We got Dr. Vargas here, who I'm sure Regis would like to punch. You got the aerostat. Must have taken some impressive piloting to get this close to the Fulcrum Tower, much less dock with it. Quote unquote.
Charlie, you must help us. I fear that Galatea's plans may compromise the city.
Well, let's just go down the line here.
What you've done, it's not just an insult to me. It's a mockery of Vicky's memory.
I believe she would be proud of what we have achieved, Charlie. We have created an organic AI platform of unparalleled capacity. It is part of her, and not only because a great part of it is her own DNA.
You have no idea what she...
I know that she was the one who suggested using her fertilized embryos. She saved the project, Charlie. This is her legacy.
That's actually true. She wanted it, and then Regis convinced her otherwise.
Dr. Zhang sends her regards.
Aha! So your presence is Nina's work. You know, she was instrumental in acquiring your embryos. If you feel the need to lay blame, she is just as much responsible as I.
Maybe she helped take them initially. It wouldn't surprise me. She's not very scrupulous if she can help it. But by continuing to use them for 20 years, you've taken responsibility for this.
Serious. Okay.
A rational person might be able to look at you taking our embryos. He might see it as nothing too extreme, something that could be overlooked, forgiven. But you didn't just experiment on tissues. You brought them to term. You kidnapped my children.
But in the long term, it was for the greater good of the city.
Greater
And even
good.
worse, you can't even see what you did was wrong. There are going to be a lot of people angry about what's happened tonight. City disrupted, again. Your daughter practically staging a coup. A whole lot of people will want to make sure you get what you deserve for what you've done, what you've led this city into.
Dr. Regis, please. Surely an educated man such as yourself wouldn't resort to threats like that.
Oh no, I won't be among them. I've got 20 years of mistakes to fix. I sure as hell won't stop those people, though.
Charlie,
Cram it, you twisted old lunatic.
I wonder if the other ones can talk, if the other characters can talk to Dr. Vargas. Let's see. We've got the antenna. We still need to find the turbine room.
Dr. Vargas?
Ah, Dr. Lao. It is good to see someone remaining level-headed amidst this crisis.
Oh, don't get me wrong. What was done to Regis and to these kids was appalling. But right now, my responsibility as a cell agent is to ensure the city's security and by extension, Central.
All business.
Regis is on the warpath.
Poor child.
Yeah, he's right there next to
I
you.
wish he didn't have to find out about Central's true nature like this.
In a way, it's ironic. He's hated Central for years.
It reminded him of what happened. He saw it as a product born of Viksha's demise.
And now he knows that you kept using his embryos. You couldn't have just asked?
You might be aware, but the modification of embryos is a sensitive subject for Charlie. With time, he might have been brought around with reason.
But after what Baxter did...
It became more about Vicky than the embryos. At least, despite this, we were able to succeed with the best course for the city.
We'll just assume that Regis left.
What does Galatea plan on doing? First, she hires a professional to steal the mind states of experts around the world. Now she's secured herself in the cortical processor at the top of the tower.
Dr. Regis surmised correctly. She plans to reshape Central's nature to her liking. A small grace is that her actions come not from a lust for power.
I'm no AI specialist. What can she change about Central?
In its current format, Central is an adaptive system. It will learn from experience and apply that experience to future decisions.
Is that really necessary in its job? Doesn't it just need to allocate resources and carry out the Council's orders?
Essentially, yes. But if that were already required, any other coordinator AI could be used. It may take many years, but Central will develop a character unique to Newton's needs.
But Galatea wasn't happy with this.
It was a debate we often had. She believed that Central needed to be better equipped for its role.
Apparently, she's decided to take hundreds of years' worth of expertise from around the world, by force.
And then I'll probably drive Central insane.
But why storm the control center like this? She works here. She's practically in charge of Central after you.
Because of our disagreement, she knew I would never agree to her viewpoint. It may be many years before I am gone.
She thought she needed to act sooner rather than later?
Before Central becomes unduly contaminated by its own experience.
She's barricaded herself in the cortical processor. Triply redundant security. Do you have a way in?
If she has secured it herself, likely she has removed my credentials. The door's physical security systems are dependent upon outside power, however.
If we powered it down, we could get in?
A part of its security would be compromised, certainly. Within the trunk tower and the neural processor are the power conduits. If one is disabled, the other ensures continued energy flow to the security systems, a safety measure.
But if we can cut both at the same time...
Okay, so now we know how we get up there. See, this is why we need to talk to everyone. It's the old Ultima rule.
Worst case scenario, Galatea imprints this new personality upon Central. What are the implications? Aside from the legal headache of it having come from dozens of victims.
There is no telling how this new Central would behave. What parts of the personality she has deemed important to use, we do not know.
Couldn't we remove it afterwards?
Something with a certain degree of life experience may take measures to defend its existence. Even if we were to simply remove it from the organic processors, we would be left with nothing.
There aren't any backups to restore from?
Dr. Lao, there is nothing like Central in existence. Its existence is dependent upon its constant activity, much like the human brain.
Great. So it would be Galatea Central or none.
Yeah. Well, is this the...
She's barricaded.
Oh, okay, that's the same thing.
But if
I'll just skip through that.
Dr. Vargas, I believe in Newton. I've lived in this city my entire life, and it's been good to me.
That is encouraging to hear. A sentiment I hope many other citizens share.
While I believe that Central is a key part of this city, revelations about its origins are troubling. My job is to ensure that it continues. My ultimate loyalty is therefore to Cell and to Newton. Not to Central or to yourself, no matter your role in making it what it is today.
I understand, Dr. Lao. Thank you for your honesty.
At least he doesn't try and shoot her right after that.
I haven't seen any other Cell corpsmen, live ones. Has support been called?
Yes, but I'm afraid that security barriers are preventing their access.
Galatea.
She has sealed the upper section of the tower, cutting us off.
Cell will probably be organizing dropships to bring them in from above.
Quite so. We will probably see reinforcements soon, but...
She might just have enough time to complete her plan. Looks like it's up to us, for now.
Yeah, but imagine that.
Nina Jiang, a former colleague of yours, may be involved.
So I have heard. She has been quiet for so many years. After Central was born, she and I disagreed about its future.
As the coordinator for the city?
I wish to keep it as such. I can think of no better place for it to have the access it does to learn, to better itself.
And Nina had other ideas.
She claims to have seen potential for it elsewhere. She desired access to its organic matrix, that which makes it what it is.
Can't you just copy it? Let her have an iteration?
Such a project would be destructive to the original. There can only be one Central.
There can only be
From what I've heard,
one.
She's having another crack at getting her hands on it.
She has become deluded. She thinks of herself as an estranged parent. But without support from within, she will not receive the access she requires to carry out such a plan.
Now, Vargas is a scumbag in his own sense, but he seems to be the lesser of the three evils between Galatea and Nina.
I'll try to keep you updated.
Oh, well, only one person left to talk to Vargas. That's Latha. I don't know what she would actually have to say about this. Maybe she'll get some information about what we need to do to cut the power.
My word, you look exactly like her. I should not be surprised, I suppose.
They told me I came from an embryo, from your experiments with Central. Why did you make two of us?
We could not be certain that the neural tissue structuring would succeed initially. In that case, we needed more than one in order to make a second attempt.
Oh, Now, which spare parts? Holy crap.
Wait, I'm spare parts?
Fortunately, the modified tissue worked perfectly. We were therefore left with 2 modified embryos.
Me and the other one.
I realized that I could not be Central's caretaker forever. Eventually, I would need a successor, and there, a perfect opportunity.
So we've got Galatea and Latha.
You raised one of us as your own to replace you? Looks like you've got a real winner on your hands.
Galatea is so creative, so intelligent. Central is long-term work, almost art.
Looks like your special little girls had other plans.
Galatea and I have had philosophical disagreements over Central's nature. I have set her up with the finest things the city had to offer to give Central the best caretaker possible for the future.
And now you get a great big kick in the functionals as a way of saying, thanks, Daddy.
And the interesting thing is that Latha, who spent all of her time at the very bottom of society, would probably be the best one to run the city, I would think.
And what about me? Why dump me in an orphanage?
I have faith in the city, Latha. I knew that, raised by Newton and by Central, you would be shaped into an ideal of humanity.
Wow.
Apparently you've been up in your tower for too long. You've got no idea what it's like down there.
Ah, Latha, you look just like her. So beautiful.
Well, that was kind of creepy. Let's go ahead and have Latha go down to the core and see if she can interface with the thing. So we've got the antenna. Let's look at the console. The antenna has already been deployed and is apparently working as planned.
The wetware won't form a connection with it.
Ah, alrighty. Let's head down to the processor core then.
Whoa, what is this stuff?
For all intents and purposes, this is your family. As horrible as that sounds.
What is this stuff? It sure isn't wetware.
Now, here's the power conduit.
Power conduit Alpha, temporary shutdown. Reactivation in 30 seconds.
So 30 seconds. That's our window. According to the readout on the screens, the organic systems are running within tolerances. Fair enough.
Hey, I know what this is. They used these for connecting to the trance in the old days. Man, life before wetware neural wiring must have been hard.
And for finding mutants.
Hey, I know what this is. They use
Well, shall we?
Whoa.
This can't end bad. Heavens no. What's Jinsel doing here? We still need to find out who Jinsel is. Somehow, Jinsel is writing a pirated connection into this system, but it doesn't look particularly stable. Hi there.
Mandala.
You betrayed me. Yeah, what's... Let's not be mean right off the bat.
Oh, it's you. It is good to see you safe. I apologize for the duplicity. It was necessary to ensure that we could maneuver you into place.
It'd have been nice of you to tell me I was walking into a trap.
1,000 apologies, Mandala. But now, truly great works can begin.
Wait, I only just hooked in. How did you get inside Central?
It is only accessible thanks to your presence as a relay.
Are you going to help me finish off Galatea then?
That is certainly part of the plan, though a newer, more valuable target has appeared. Our work with other groups has finally allowed us now to strike at Central itself.
You want to bring down Central?
A plan is already in motion. We have hack teams standing by. There is equipment in the hub of the processor tower.
Yeah, I saw. A whole lot of comms gear. It's not a complete setup yet, though.
Please, support us once again. Be our champion. Ensure the transmitter array is active. Then we can access the system to provide you with support.
The thing about it is she sounds just like Nina. I had a person watching the video comment that he thought that it was Nina, and I am starting to definitely agree with that. Now, just check mail. Jinsel. No trans connections before our meeting. Oh, that's the old. Fair enough. So we've got the data shunt. Connection, central core, logic interface. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Oh, hi, Central. How you doing? Connection to visual systems. And there's Central itself. And optic feed systems.
What is this?
That is Central herself.
Good evening, Miss Sesame.
Central? Are you connected to this system as well?
From a certain frame of reference, this system is central. You are currently interfaced with my core processor.
The room full of orange globes is your core processor?
Only part of it. My processor spans the top 5 floors of Fulcrum Tower. The room in which your body resides is my organic processor network. The simulated environment you currently perceive is an interface that covers my architecture.
I've only ever seen organic computing at the microscale. What's with the huge globes?
Those are neural processors. Each is filled with specialized tissue clusters. Suspended in wetware, they represent thousands of minds worth of processing capability.
You use brain tissue?
Of a specially designed nature in vast quantities. Similar to that found within your own cerebrum.
Why would they create you like that?
It allows for a unique structure to my thought and to my development. Central is no mere civic manager. I was created as the next stage in artificial intelligence.
Yay, Skynet.
Wait, you said our brain tissue is similar.
You are Latha Sesame SN134244. We share a common genesis in Dr. Vargas' experiments in 2067.
You're using my gray matter?
Inaccurate. We both began from the same embryo, which was split into 3 triplets. One was developed to produce large quantities of neural tissue.
And the others were spares?
As the modification to the brain structure took place before the pluralization, we share a number of traits which enhance our comprehension of data.
It's funny. All my life I kept telling people I was made for the trance.
As were we both. The prenatal modifications remain within you and have affected brain development.
So, we have a reunion here with our other sister.
Do you know Dr. Regis?
I am aware of the activities of everyone within the city. Regis, Charles, Doctor, Case Specialist, Centralized Emergency Logistics Office.
That's him. He tried to kill me last night.
This is incorrect. Tried implies effort towards a targeted outcome. Analysis of data provided indicates that he has made no attempt on your life.
But my apartment? He destroyed it? He admitted it.
This is correct. It appears that his goal was material destruction under duress. Knowing of your presence, probability that he would have carried out such actions drops to 21.4%.
You're saying he wouldn't have done it?
Dr. Regis is often uncooperative and has a difficult working attitude. Despite such quirks, behavior patterns indicate justice as a key motivator. If he had known of potential civilian casualties, he would likely have sought assistance against said blackmailers from his partner.
Huh. So you're saying he's one of the good guys?
As much as could be mathematically determined.
Coldly logical.
I grew up in a nuked-up care home in the back end of the city, and Regis apparently had his children stolen from him. Why didn't you tell any of us about this?
Deceit has created a most regrettable situation. You have both been victims of serious crimes against your persons. I have only recently been made aware of these details.
You didn't know? They didn't tell you where you came from?
Details have been falsified for my input. I have been unaware of our links. I had, however, noted inconsistencies in the information I had been given regarding the project.
Gaps in the story.
I have been conducting my own clandestine investigation into the matter. It is only in light of the recent crisis that I have been able to confirm the truth.
Now that you know about it, what are you going to do?
I am unable to change the fact that I was created. There is evidence of Dr. Vargas' culpability in a number of felonies. To ensure city security, he will be held accountable for his actions by a secure committee.
Frankenstein's monster rises up against its creator.
I act only in the city's interest.
Yeah, only in the city's interest.
Do you know what's happening out there?
My flow of data from outside the tower has been severed. It appears that Galatea Vargas is attempting to modify core systems without authorization. Based upon the lockdown and lack of submitted proposals, it is likely to be a radical alteration. This cannot be permitted.
That actually had a little bit of zest in that tone.
We need to stop Galatea, but maybe I should just leave it to the trained cell agents.
Our situation is grave. We are unlikely to receive outside support in time. As such, all personnel assets within the core must be utilized.
So, you want my help?
Your unique physiology enables a connection to the organic systems available to no other. In addition, your 65,717 logged hours of transactivity suggest proficiency in this field.
Is it really that many?
Your support within the interactive environment greatly increases our chances of success.
So this is probably going to tear Latha up, whether she wants to help destroy Central.
Can you do anything else to help us stop Galatea?
She appears to have barricaded herself within the Cortex processor at the top of the tower. There are 3 layers of redundant security, 2 of which I have no access to whatsoever. However, I can apply my considerable processor volume to decryption of its adaptive barrier.
That's amazing. The power of the city's entire AI versus a door encryption?
But as my connections have been limited by her attack,
Sounded too good to be true.
if extra power can be routed to my systems from the turbine room, I can breach part of the door's security barrier. It would also allow me to prevent any further opportunistic attacks from outside parties.
Dr. Regis was chasing a bunch of embryos they took.
A set fertilized by Doctors Charles and Victor Regis. One of these was utilized in research in 2067.
That was the one that was split. That became me, Galatea, and you? So, in a way, you're my sister?
An overly romanticized style. The organic tissue that is the foundation of my processor was created from her. Modified stem cells were drawn from the primary embryo in a destructive process.
Oh, so you were made from bits of my unborn sister.
That is more accurate.
Ah, okay.
Let me get back to you.
Please try not to damage my hardware.
Oh, she said please. Alright, well, Latha got to meet her sister, in a sense, and we got to find our way up there through the security to get to Galatea. So we'll go ahead and end it here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you liked it, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help, and we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.